Hi everyone. At the library, I recently checked out Dark Brilliance by Paul Strathern, who has written dozens of books on history, philosophy, science, and even novels. Dark Brilliance profiles the Age of Reason, which followed the Renaissance period and primarily took place in 17th century Europe, before the 18th century Age of Enlightenment. A running counter-theme to the book is the constant prevalence of unreason, wars, discrimination, and the development of the slave trade. Fast-paced and easy to follow, this book was fascinating to read. While most should be familiar with Isaac Newton and maybe Rembrandt, this book covers dozens of additional important figures and events that contributed to European and eventually international development. Before reading this book, I wasn't even aware of Christian Huygens, who made enormous contributions to various sciences, including the invention of the pendulum clock. The essential contributions of Descartes, John Locke, and Thomas Hobbes are well explained, whom I already knew a bit about, but still need to read far more of. Among dozens of fascinating stories, you'll learn about how the modern stock market originated with the Dutch East India Company, the extravagant projects of France's Sun King, Louis XIV, the effects of the intense rivalry between the Catholics and Protestants, Russia's Peter the Great embracing European innovations, and the Ottoman Empire coming dangerously close to taking Europe during the Great Turkish War. While I've tended to focus more on video game pixel art than classical paintings, reading the stories of how the artists developed their styles and composed their pieces, then proceeding to look them up while reading the book was highly enjoyable. Las Menanas by Diego Velázquez was particularly impressive and haunting. I highly recommend this book to anyone interested in Western history. I could easily see myself purchasing a used copy and using it as a springboard to dive deeper into the Age of Reason. If you'd like to stick around, here are my top 5 notes I took from the book. Number 1, from page 15, the Peace of Westphalia. Despite how disorganized the proceedings were, the late 1640s Peace of Westphalia was a major breakthrough in de-escalating war in Europe and shaping national sovereignty and international law. Number 2, from page 80, John Punch. Classified as an indentured laborer, John Punch escaped from an English-American colony in 1640 and was later recaptured and made the first official slave within the English colonies. Later DNA testing confirmed that he was the 12th generation grandfather of Barack Obama on his mother's side. Number 3, from page 88, Barber Surgeons. Surgeons in Europe often operated in barber shops and were considered a lower status than professional physicians. To this day, far more higher skilled and trained surgeons are not permitted the title of doctor. Number 4, from page 314 and 315, Gottfried Leibniz's binary arithmetic. When Leibniz learned of Taoism's yin and yang principle, he erroneously envisioned a type of binary logic which would replace humans and their biases within the judicial system. Hundreds of years later, binary arithmetic was pivotal to computing. And number 5, from pages 325 and 326, Newton's first and third law and perpetual orbit. Combining Newton's first law, an object remains at rest or continues at a constant speed in a straight line, unless another force acts upon it, and his third law, when a body exerts a force upon a second body, there is an equal but opposite force, a reaction, exerted on the first body by the second. This explains how a planet may attract perpetual satellites without completely drawing them into a collision. Alright, I hope you enjoyed my look at Dark Brilliance by Paul Strathern, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.